guys, I'm back with everybody's favorite IFBB pro, Seth Feroci, a guy who needs no introduction. He's right here too behind us.
It's a good shot.
So I told you I was going to be up here. We were going to get him for round 2 Q&As. So I posted it up in the Facebook group, and we have some questions here that we're going to answer. But how you been?
Awesome. Facebook group's awesome. I cruise through it every night, like after I get a shower and sit down. You guys and all the positivity is really wild to see happen. So keep that shit up, and yeah, it's really cool. Whenever we first started it, I really didn't see it becoming what it is, and how quickly it's growing, and fucking just, I mean, it's becoming more and more positive, intense with positivity. Like it's wild. It's really good job. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last time I was up here was, 5 weeks ago, and there was about 1,400 people, and I think we're right at 5,000 right now. So it's growing. It's growing big time. So, all right.
Last time I saw it was like under 5.
It's like 4,900, I think.
Yeah.
So hundreds of people every day.
I didn't know.
So I'm going to jump right in, man. We went through here. I picked out a bunch of questions. This first one is actually kind of a 4-question thing here. So
It's a four-parter.
It's a 4-parter from Josh Sorensen. So first question is, will we get any more cooking and dieting videos on Seth's channel?
So this 4-parter from Josh, we're going to do more cooking videos. That's going to happen. Right now, I'm going to Canada this weekend, up to Fuwad's show in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. It's going to be fun. It's always a good time. Love it up there. And then come back, and we got to finish the gymnastics facility. That'll take up the weekend after that, and then we have our grand opening. But after that, back on the, I got a notebook full of videos that we want to do. The cooking videos we always get good traction. Everybody always enjoys them. And it's grilling season. Corn on the cob, burgers, chicken titties, chicken legs, all the good stuff. And a lot of my recipes, so it'll be lots of fun.
Love titties.
Me too.
Part 2 here. I know it's a personal decision, but how do you explain to your close family or spouse that you are looking to do steroids?
Well, there it is. It's a personal decision, but it can be a personal decision all at once to be, but you can't forget about the other people in your life. And everyone has a view of these things, like in their head, and what they believe they are and how you're going to act, because some of the stories are true and some are, embellished. But I'm going to say this, like, you got to understand, you are going to change the chemistry in your body. And if you've never taken them before, whenever you start to, depending on what you're taking, like, you're going to change. Like, that's not a fucking lie. I don't care what anybody says. It's like when you go through puberty the first time, you're like 15, 16 years old, and all of a sudden, like, you become a little more aggressive. You become a little more intense. You gain 5, 10 pounds. You get bigger. You get stronger. That's what's going to occur. Like, you're going to become even more intense than you already are. When you walk into the gym, even more intense. You guys good? Okay. All that's going to occur. So the personal decision part is you have to make sure that you understand this, and everybody else does. But, if you let them tell you what to do with your life forever, then you won't ever get to experience what you want to get to experience. But that also doesn't give you the right to be a dick. So me personally, like, I always keep myself in check. I know that I've done it for so long, and I'm not saying everything's been hunky-dory and pretty, but it's like I had to take it to figure out what was going to happen to me. And then whenever I realized that I was being a dick, or I realized that I was taking things too far, I had to keep myself in check. So, and if you're going to do it, you got to be a little crazy, and I am. I've accepted it. Yeah, I'm not as crazy as I used to be, but got to keep those things in mind. So, like I said, it's a personal decision. You can do it, and you don't have to expect everyone to fucking like it, but you also can't go through your whole life with them telling you what to do with yourself. You can't ruin relationships over it. You can't do dumb shit.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah, it's not worth, losing a relationship. It's like, I know a lot of people that, put it this way, they will They will, whoever you are without them, they're going to make you become more prominent. Me, I'm intense. That's probably the best way to explain me. But I'm just really, I'm an intense person to begin with. Always have been growing up. And then from doing this and working to become a pro bodybuilder, and then everything I do, I just become more and more intense as time goes on, because that's my personality. And I could definitely say that whenever I started taking things, I definitely became more intense of an individual. And you just got to keep yourself in check and don't do dumb shit. It doesn't give you a right to be an asshole.
All right.
Part 3.
Part 3. Is there any way we get to see more casual videos with Seth and the team without infringing too much on their privacy?
Yeah, we're working on that. We are, okay. We do, this office is full of fuckery. If you follow me on my stories, you see me fucking with some of the team. We have such a camaraderie in this building. Like, we mess with each other, we bust each other's balls, yet we are able to get done a ridiculous amount of work because we have such a positive environment. And right now we are growing at such a rate where it's wild. So we have ideas on doing more. We have talked about putting cameras throughout the hallways and everything and leave them run all day. But yes, we're working on that. Mm-hmm. And with the new facility that we have going up about 15 minutes away from here, with the gymnastics, the private gym that we'll have for the team, and then the podcast studio and the other stuff we have there, you will get more videos of all that stuff going on over there as well. Yeah.
And number 4, how hard and how often should I be sticking the old lady?
Oh, man. As much as you can handle, or as much as she can handle. I mean, sometimes I get wowed by her, and sometimes I stick it to her. Just, it's a give and take thing. But no, with that being said, yeah, that's a good thing.
It's a good question.
Yeah, and it's a solid question. You got to make sure you take time with your significant other. You have to. You know, things, I mean, with the stress of life, things are not always beautiful. You get into arguments, you get into this, that, the other. Sometimes things just don't meet. But you make sure that you got to do the good shit for each other. You can't forget about how hard you both work, for the good of your own home. If you have kids, man, that gets intense. Make sure you two stick things out together, and you do nice little things for each other throughout the year, and not just on holidays. Like, I fucking hate Valentine's Day. It's overpriced and it's bullshit. I look at it like, man, I want to take Hannah out on a nice date every month, like make a really special time. Do nice things for her, do things unexpectedly. And she does the same for me. Like I got out of the shower, I didn't have deodorant for like 2 days, so I was using hers. Okay, and there were probably armpit hairs on her deodorant.
Yeah, oh, of course.
And I didn't say anything to her, like, hey, go buy me deodorant. Like, I forgot to get it, and I didn't say anything. And I got out of the shower the one day, and I was butt-ass naked, obviously. And I open up my drawer where the deodorant is, and there's like 4 bars of deodorant in there. I'm like, man, that's awesome.
So you don't want your armpit hair on them anymore.
Exactly. So I kind of like, I don't know if it's reverse psychology or just regular.
So all the guys now are just going to start using their wives.
Go get me deodorant. But it was like the greatest gesture in the world. I was like, I couldn't be happier right now.
And that, I'm going to cut you off because where you're going a little bit with that kind of goes into this next question. This next question is from Josh Peak, which I like. And it says for both of you, so I'm guessing me and you. It says, how do you balance your life as far as your time and your family's time? So you were starting to go into that. That's why I wanted to stop you. He says, we just had our 3rd kid 2 months ago. They're 10, 3, and 2 months.
Oh, man.
I get up at 4 in the morning for the gym. Don't return home from work until usually about 6 or 7. Spend an hour or so eating, preparing meals for the next day. By then, I'm dead tired, ready for bed. My family does not complain, but I feel like there's never enough time in the day. They are sleeping when I go to the gym, so it's not taking time away from them then. But everything else as a whole, I feel like I'm robbing their time. So...
Do you want to handle your side of it first?
Yeah, I mean, for those of you that follow me or know, I have 4 daughters.
That's 5 vaginas in the household.
4, yeah. So I have 4 daughters, a wife, obviously. I own an appraisal business, a residential appraisal business. That's my job, or that I do. I do all of this stuff. I've prepped for shows in the past, and so I can totally see this question. And I'm sure, I think a comment on this question also was somebody else chimed in and just said, I'm sure tons of us in this group can benefit from this question, because I think a lot of people deal with this.
Oh,
how do you balance
absolutely.
time, the gym, meal prep, family, kids, and all that? So for me, I have four daughters, and they all play different sports. Three of them are on travel teams, so they're going all different ways at once. So it's crazy as hell always. So that's another reason I work out at 4:30 in the morning, because I used to work out at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My wife would always work out in the morning, but as the kids got older and the sports started going all different ways, she couldn't take them everywhere. So at that point, that's when she's like, I need your help. So yeah. So while you're at the gym, I'm driving kids. I'm like a Uber driver, driving kids everywhere. So I started working out in the morning, and me and her go. I mean, I set the alarm at 3:50 a.m. every morning. We're at the gym by about 4:30, and I work out. So that's another reason I always laugh when I hear people say, I don't have time to go to the gym. It's like, I don't either, but I make time. So that's what fits my schedule. So work out at 4:30, come home, we get the kids up, breakfast, out to school and all that, and then we do our thing. So for me, I mean, it's just balancing time. And if you have, obviously it sounds like you have a wife, you guys just have to learn to juggle that. More important than anything, like what Seth was just saying too, on the last question, it's like you have to put them as a priority, not the gym. The gym and the weights and all that shit will always be there. Especially with kids, that time goes by faster than you know it. I have a 14-year-old now, and I remember when she was like 2. And I'm like, what just happened? Like, she's as tall as me. So definitely don't rob them of your time and all that, or their time for the gym and all that. Just make it work somehow. Rearrange your schedule a little bit if you have to. Take a day off from the gym here or there, but make sure, I would say, they're the most important thing in your life, which I'm sure they are, but I don't know, that's all I got.
No, I'll take right from there. You had a good point, like how the weights will always be there and everything. You don't want to rob them of their time. But I think that a lot of people, I put stuff on Instagram, and a lot of other people do as well, your friends, everybody, and you'll put stuff on there. You'll put the times that you're with them. And like people see Seth spends time with his kids. I spend as much time with my kids as I can. And here's the thing, like, they spend their time with me when I'm home. Like, the second that I get home, and I'm sure the second that most of you get home, the kids come running to you. I don't send them off. Like, I'm like, okay, so what do I have to accomplish? Well, I got to go outside and work. I got to do all the outside yard work. Emmy wants to ride the tractor with me every time it's time to cut the grass. So I cut the difficult parts, and then she hops on with me, and we go ride. Like, those are things that, like, I equate it to my dad. The dude left before I woke up every morning, and he got home at like 7, 8 o'clock every single night. So, and I love my dad more than anything, and he's taught me a lot, and whenever we spend time on the weekends. But during the week, you have to make money to provide for your family. You're not robbing them of their time. I don't think that they look at that way. I understand your feelings. But like, what you're providing is you're providing for them, and they see you work hard. Like I said in the one video, kids don't generally listen to us. Like, you know that. Everybody with kids knows your kids don't really listen to you. They're going to imitate you. So if you are working hard for them, coming home, not complaining, being a good father, being a good husband, and not saying, everybody has their bad days, but in the most general sense, being a good, hard-working motherfucker, the all-American roughneck, being that guy, they're going to feed from that. They're not going to, they don't run away and say, he works too much. No, they're not saying that. And I think that we sometimes get a sense that we see other people, they work 8 hours a day or 9 hours a day, and like then they're home with their kids the whole time or something like that. Like, that's great. Everybody has their own way of living their life. And my time with my kids is first thing in the morning. I wake up, I do my cardio, then I pack their lunches. Hannah wakes up, we have our coffee, we get the kids all packed up and off to school. That's my time with them every day. I kiss them goodbye. And then sometimes I don't get home. Like tonight, I won't be home until 9 o'clock tonight. And at that point, that's when it's like, okay, I get home, we'll probably eat dinner together, and then like, that'll be it. We'll go to sleep. But then in the morning, I'm right there. And that's not every day, But me being in the position I am, owning the companies that I do, that's how we do things here. We spend the time with our kids in the morning. They come to the warehouse, they hang out with us here, and then they go back home. We're all fortunate enough to be in these positions. So, that's how I run things. And I don't get overwhelmed with it. What you're doing is good. You're waking up, you're going to the gym in the morning. You're coming home from work, you're meal prepping, they're hanging out with you. When you're meal prepping and you're doing something, ask about how their day was. Just continue to be involved. Be the parent you are. Don't get overwhelmed, or don't look at someone else's life and, man, I wish I did it like them. No, you do your shit your way, and you'll be good. Like Dean, as my daughters get older, we're building this gymnastics facility. We're going to be over there a lot. Like, that's their life. We'll be there all the time. Dean with 4 girls, all the travel teams and all that shit. Pat, growing up with his kids, traveling baseball. Mike, he has 3 daughters. Like, it's always every different direction, and we're busy, but that's life. You don't have fucking problems. You just got more work to do. That's how I'm viewing things. Like, I don't have problems. It's just work. So I'll sleep my time. I love having kids. I'll probably have more. I'm just going to enjoy it all. And I think don't get caught up in the stupid bullshit. You're doing a good job. Keep doing it.
All right. Next question. I'd like to know what's the best way and how many times a week to work out your legs.
Oh. Well, it depends on how hard you're pushing yourself.
It's going to vary too, I think, on a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some people like hitting body parts twice a week. Some people don't.
Me personally, I could train legs. I can't train legs twice a week. I don't think anybody can train them very hard twice a week because there's not enough time to recover. And people say a heavy day and a light day. You got to experience everything. But me personally, like if I'm prioritizing a body part, whether it be legs or arms or shoulders or chest or back, whatever the fuck it is, I'm going to train it on, say I train it day 1, and then I'm going to beat the ever-loving shit out of it. Just fucking kill it. And then I'm going to see how long it takes for me to recover 100%. Does it take me 4 days? Does it take me 5 days? Once I'm fully recovered, whatever I was supposed to train that day, not training, I'm training legs again. I'm going to train the body part that I'm prioritizing. So if it's day 1, legs. Day 5, I'm 100% training legs again. Then from day 5 on, if I was supposed to train back on day 5, nope. Back is now on day 6. And then I'm going to see how long does it take me to recover from legs again. Then I'm going to fucking do it again. So for me, I just prioritize it into see how long it takes for me to recover from doing that body part. Like for arms, 3 days. I could recover from arms in 3 days, 4 days. So every 4th day I hit arms. Legs, it'll probably take me 5 or 6. I train legs once a week.
Have you ever been one to split legs up as far as not a heavy and light, but hams on one day, quads on another?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you have shitty hamstrings, fucking split them up. Because whenever, I don't care who you are, when you're doing legs and if you start with squats or hamstrings, you're like, I don't really need to do hamstrings.
Or you do just a really pussy-ass workout for the, you know what I mean? You shortchange the other, whatever you do in second, you shortchange.
Absolutely. So I think, that's a good point. If you are, if hamstrings are lagging, definitely split them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't part of the question. I know a lot of people ask that too. Jeremy Thomas, does your training vary at all when going from a growing phase to a cutting phase? Like dropping he said, for example, dropping the total volume or dropping out accessory work during cutting phases when energy is more limited to focus on the big heavy lifts? Basically, does it vary from going,
for sure.
growing or trying to cut?
Me personally, like whenever I was in a bulking phase, bro, I'm doing 6 to 8 reps, 10 reps at very most. I'll still do a lot of sets. I'll still have more sets in the workout, but my rep range will drastically drop. I'll focus on thickening up the muscle and being stronger, because a strong muscle can be a bigger muscle. So then after that, in a cutting phase, I'm not going to train as heavy and hard as I did. I'm not going to train as heavy as I did when I was bulking. I can't eat 5,000 calories and do reps for 405 on incline bench and then eat 2,500 calories or 2,000 calories and do reps with 405 on incline. Let me rephrase that. You can. You can. everybody that does that shit gets fucking hurt. Everybody tears muscles. Everybody does it. Like, let this be a lesson. Train fucking smarter. I'm not saying train like a pussy, but you got to fucking find out what works and what is not going to risk injury. Because once you get injured, guess what, motherfucker? You ain't lifting at all. So, yes, in my opinion, I go from like, I'd probably say 6 to 8 was my rep range when I was bulking, eating like 4,500 calories on the average every day. And then right now, I'm getting ready to just, I took some time off. I need a little bit of time to rest. My body was getting beat up and was a little ugly. And then I'd say right now, I eat about 2,500 calories a day and I just train very intensely. My rep range is around 10 to 15 each set. More drop sets, more sets, more giant sets, things like that. And it's like I said, not that I'm training like a pussy or using lighter weight. I just exert myself. I guess I utilize my calories better. Yeah.
And as far as volume, the rep range has changed. Obviously, kind of the same amount of volume though.
Set wise, so when I say I utilize my calories, that was a good point. So if I was doing 5 sets on incline barbell, I'll be warmed up, and then whenever in a bulking phase, and then I'll get warmed up and in cutting phase, or trying to lose some weight, I'll just be ramped and ready to go and make sure that I go fucking ape shit and do 3 crazy great work sets.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I might do straight set, first set, straight set, second set, and then the third set might be a 3-set drop set.
Yeah.
And then I move on to the next exercise. Okay. And I still might do 5 or 6 exercises, but only 3 work sets per one instead of 5 or 4 or 5.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
This question we've got a few times. People are looking for the training and diet programs.
Yep.
Which are in the works.
That's. Right. I mean, they're all done. We just have to film a few videos. We have to film a few videos for it and finish a couple of the. Make sure that everything flows together. It's like. I think it's like 38 pages or 48 pages. It's something ridiculous.
Just the bulking one, right?
The bulking one. It's on. It has everything from. I mean, it's. I want to say like 25 or 30 workouts.
Okay. All the food and everything.
All the food on how and just how I did it all.
Yeah. New products coming.
New products. Yep. New flavors. The new flavors that we're dropping this summer are fucking wow. They're really good. I think the one grind flavor is better than every current grind flavor we have. The Sleep Aid, we're getting ready to release our joint formula. The Sleep Aid's going to be coming out, and then new extreme fat burner, and then one more thing that we're working on. I'm enjoying them right now. We're in the trial phases of them, but it'll be good. Not telling you yet. Fuck you.
Ambassadors for Axe and Sledge. Yes.
Yep.
Very soon. Here's a good question that I'm sure a lot of people have. This is from Brendan James. What is the best time to take double time? So he says, I have hydraulic and ignition switch and double time. So he takes the pre-workout before his workout every morning. So he takes his, obviously, ignition switch hydraulic in the morning pre-workout, but he wants to know, since he's taking those, when's the best time to throw in double time?
Okay, so if you're looking for if you're taking a fat burner right now, like you are, you take and you're training in the morning, you take your pre-workouts in the morning, I would say you're going to train, you're going to take your pre-workouts, you're going to train, get your post-workout shake or meal in, and then I'd give yourself like another hour or so before you take double time. I would say if I woke up and I was training at like 6 a.m. Or 5 a.m. I'd train, I'd probably take double time like around 11. I'd take my first dose of double time around 11. I like taking 1 and 1. Right now I'm doing my cardio in the morning. I take 2 before cardio, and then I take 1 at noon with my third meal. Or
so after,
or 1 o'clock.
So keep taking his pre like he's taking, come home, have his meal or shake or whatever, and then wait about an hour or so.
Yeah, because you want to
kind of digest.
You want to let the food digest, and you want to let
the
pre flush your system. And also, if you're training in the morning, you already know you just make sure you're fucking hydrated. Make sure you're hydrated. I cannot stress that enough. More and more people I talk to, they do not drink enough fluids. Whenever you think you're drinking enough fluids, drink more. No bullshit. That is such an understatement and a misunderstanding of so many people, and especially with hydraulic. If you're taking hydraulic alone, or just if you're taking hydraulic in general, it is designed to be taken with you have to make sure you have enough food and you are hydrated. And salts. A lot of people neglect to talk about sodium. The vitamins and minerals are so important. And when I say the minerals, that's implying with all your with making sure you're drinking enough water, because your body will not be able to move any of that. The sodium in your body, the potassium, it won't be able to move any of it without water. Won't happen.
Yeah, and like just like you said, especially with hydraulic, and I'm sure you see like everybody dry scooping pre-workout, which I think is just dumb as shit. And you see them. It's one thing to dry scoop to like a that's not a pump product.
Yeah.
But you see people doing it with the pump product, and I don't think people realize like a lot of the pump ingredients need fluid to actually activate and work. And you see it all the time. I don't know who started that on Instagram or social media, but it's really fucking stupid.
It's so many of these ingredients. I mean, your body is
the fluid helps.
Water.
Like
you have to. In hydraulic, just fuck it. We've said it enough. If you don't drink enough fluids, it's not gonna act the way it's supposed to act. Make sure you got enough food behind it.
They work better the more fluid you have.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't think people don't realize that.
So, and I think that what happened is, because I'll even say this, when I was younger, when I was like 17, 18 years old, I knew that if I drank less water, I'd look better.
Yeah.
Like my abs would look better. Well, no shit, you don't have any fucking water in your skin. You don't got it in there. So make sure you're drinking enough fluids. Don't say, oh, I drank my gallon, that's good enough. Nope, just keep fucking drinking. Like 3 of those isn't enough. You need more.
This question, this was actually a private message to me, and I answered it, but I actually asked him because I wanted to get your take. So I told him, I said, ask it in the questions here. But it's from Wesley Smith. He wanted some pointers for chest. He said whenever he's doing chest lately, he feels like he's feeling it all in his shoulders, doesn't feel like he's getting a pump at all in his chest. So I answered it somewhat in a private Facebook message, but I wanted to do it here because I wanted you to answer it.
Would you say so? I say the same thing.
I don't know. I talked about his checking the form, make sure it's right. I told him he could do some pre-exhaust stuff, maybe some cables before he starts pressing.
Yep.
I talked about doing maybe some incline push-ups in between sets.
Yep. So with that, your shoulders are your dominant body part. Your force production area is going to be generally right here. Me, that's why I got this fucking side tit. Like, this is just mine. Everybody's like, it's just this. I'm genetically gifted with chest. However, whenever I get to people like, oh, how do you build chest? So your shoulders are your dominant body part. You feel it all. Your shoulders probably get pumped up. I could probably already picture how you look. You're shoulder dominant. So you need to get this chest to fire. What's going on is, like he was saying, pre-exhaust. The reason that you're going to do pre-exhaust is you're going to try and remove your shoulders from the exercise. Because if you start with heavy incline, would you say, yeah? Or no incline. If you start your workout with a basic complex movement like heavy incline barbell or fucking or incline dumbbell or Smith machine, you're going to try and move the weight because you got there, you took your pre-workout, you're all fucking amped up to do chest, and you want to move weight. So you do, and you've been continuing to do this, and it's not fucking working. So remember that. What you're doing right now is not working. Because you're shoulder dominant and you're going to move weight and your shoulders are just getting exhausted and not your chest. It's not growing because you're not working the motherfuckers. Stop doing what you're doing. The pre-exhaust that he spoke of, go into the gym and you need to make sure that whenever you do anything to get the pump, that whenever I say like your warm-up, you should be doing the warm-up so you feel your chest firing. You should have a pump in your chest before you start, and I don't give a fuck what it takes to get that pump in your chest. If it's pec deck, if it's cable crossovers, if it's push-ups, if it's on like incline push-ups on the Smith machine, you're just trying to get a pump in your chest. Machine work, get a pump in your chest. If you don't feel your chest firing and there's no blood, you're not working chest. So, next on that is going to say, you're probably also sitting there and people are talking about doing full repetitions. Look at me, I do full repetitions. I have perfect form. Everything's great. Fuck all you guys talk. Bro, this is bodybuilding. You're trying to look good naked. If you just continue to do everything that you're doing, you're not going to grow. You're not going to succeed. You're fucking up. So whenever you guys see me do like my half reps on chest, Jay's nodding his head. He's seen me do it a million times. The half reps. So when I'm doing half reps on chest, on incline, all I'm doing is trying to get this right here. So whenever I hit a side chest, it's fucking this thick meaty tit. So if I push all the way up, I'm gonna feel it in my shoulders. You'll feel it. You'll feel it engage. I'm gonna engage, and my triceps are fully engaged. But if I just pump halfway or 3/4 of the way up, I can feel it in my chest more than I can in my shoulders and my triceps. So if I do that, just keep going like this, I'm like, man, I'm getting a pump in my chest. And that's my force production area right here. So if I'm just pumping it, and you don't have to use a lot of weight. What you're doing at that point then is targeting that specific part of your chest. If I go full rep all the way up, I'm not targeting that all of a sudden. Now I'm trying to get my overall chest. Well, that's great, but you can't even fucking get that. So we want to make sure we're target this area, incline. Don't do flat bench. Fuck flat bench. You're just going to get hurt. Don't do heavy flat bench. You see everybody tear pecs doing that. Do more incline. Excuse me. So, like I said, doesn't matter what the weight is, you have to completely change your routine, which is going to be hard to do. Stop doing what you're doing. Go into the gym on chest day and do what I just said. You want to do anything to get a pump in your chest. Eliminate your shoulders. Do anything. I don't give a fuck what it is. Do anything to get your chest afire so you feel the blood flow and pay attention. Hey, look, this is working. Boy, I should do more of it. Wow, that didn't work. I didn't feel shit. Great, don't do it. We're talking this shit is so basic, but it's hard to break habits. You got to break the habit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, because I know I've gone through this before, a lot of people don't warm up hardly at all.
No.
Like, I see it every day, especially in the morning. I see people coming in at 4:30 in the morning when you know they just woke up, and they come in, they throw 135 on, they go, and they stack the weights.
Nope.
Me, I don't know if it's because I'm old, my joints are shot, but I warm up forever now. And like you said, a lot of it's partial reps, half reps, and then especially with chest, I mean, I don't know what kind of gym he works out at, but there's so many different machines, at least in my gym, angles, grips, to, like you said, you feel something that is working, and you can feel the chest, and you stick to that, like you said. And I think pre-exhausting, I think some people too, because I know when I started doing that approach where I'd come in and I'd just do maybe 4 sets of cables, right? Cable crossovers, just to push blood in there before I started pressing. You have that mind fuck where you're like, I'm already exhausted. I'm not going to be able to press as much. And it's like, well, that's the whole fucking point.
Yes.
You're trying to get blood in there.
Yes.
We're not worried, you're not a power lifter.
No.
You're wanting to be a bodybuilder.
And not only that, like the whole purpose is to look good naked. But if you're getting your ego stuck in the door on the way in, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're just fucked. So for me, like, dude, I'm sweating like crazy before I warm up. And then I'm like, okay, time to go to work. Like, I don't look at it as I'm at a disadvantage. I look at it as I'm at an advantage because I'm warmed up. And that's also why I say rather than doing your 4 or 5 sets, if I'm warmed up and ready to go and there's blood in the body part that I'm working, I can do 2 work sets and then that final set fucking let it rip on a failure set.
And the more you warm up, the less injury, less chance of injury. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like,
bro, you're seeing a lot of guys in this industry get injured right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old and jacked up, so take it from me.
Yeah, I feel old.
It's like,
I don't say that.
But yeah, I mean, I guess
that's just you got to find what works and go to town with it.
There's a lot of different things you can do. I mean, just play, like you said, whatever you're doing is not working. So try a lot of different stuff and see where you get that pump. And don't be afraid to pre-exhaust, burn out your chest before you even technically start your workout. I guess
You'll be amazed at what happens. You'll do a good job.
This question you'll see every day, and you've probably heard it a million times. Cardio question: when is the best time to do your cardio? Before or after your workout? I've seen that a million times. Me, I'm always post. Well, If you're lifting later in the day, then you want to get up and do fasted cardio, awesome. And then
Yep.
you do workout later in the day, like that's what you do a lot. Me, I don't really have the luxury to, I'm going in there to lift, and then I'll do maybe 20 minutes cardio on the stairs post-workout, and then I'll try to do cardio later at night again
Yep.
if I'm trying to cut weight or whatever. But
Yep.
if you're just going into the gym to lift and do cardio in one session, I say do it post.
Don't do it fucking before. You're a
Yeah.
moron if you do it before. Just put it in your head. You're fucking stupid if you do cardio before your workout. Dumb. Because you're going there to work out, to work your muscles out, to look better, to gain a fullness in your muscles. Do it post because you're trying to exhaust your muscles. You want to look better. The only way to get these to activate, to grow, to look better, and to fill them up with all the nutrients that you've been eating is to go work out. And then do post cardio. Cardio post workout. And the best time to do cardio, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, if you are training in the evenings. If you're training first thing in the morning, do your cardio post workout like he said. The best thing to do cardio-wise to drop fat is fasted first thing in the fucking morning. No food, nice big tall glass of water, take a fat burner, and go right on the fucking piece of equipment and sweat your balls off. That's it. That is the best time to do cardio. Anybody that says any different and you're like, oh, well, I read this study, fuck your study. I'm fat. I'm the fat white guy. I've been my whole life. I have abs, and I look great naked, and it's because I do fasted cardio. That's the truth. Question, Jay.
What do you eat after that?
Then I have my, me personally, like right now I'm just doing, I just do a shake post cardio. Like I'll do my
meal.
No. So first thing in the morning I wake up and I take 2 double time and I do 45 minutes on the stepper. There is a big difference between 30 minutes and 45 minutes. There's a huge difference because the less calories I take in, the harder that gets to do 45 minutes. 30 minutes, I'm gold, whether I'm fat and eating whatever or I'm not eating much. 30 minutes isn't an issue. 45 is. Then after that, I do a scoop and a half of the grind, ice cold, like a 24-ounce shaker cup. And then I do all the kid stuff, pack their lunches and all that. And then when I'm making them breakfast, I make my shake. And my shake is half a cup of oats, 8 ounces of egg whites, scoop and a half of farm fed, and either a little bit of peanut butter or a banana. That's almost every fucking day. Now that I'm in the phase I'm in, just losing weight, trying to look good naked, all that stuff. But and then I train, I'm training late today, but I usually train, it depends, usually train around 2 o'clock. I go to the gym at 2 before the crowd gets there, and I'm out of the gym before the crowd gets there. So yeah, but cardio. But if I do train in the morning like I do sometimes, I'm doing cardio in the evening. If you're trying to lose fat, work out twice a day. I don't give a fuck if you take your dog for a walk through the neighborhood, find the biggest fucking hill in your neighborhood, and that's the bitch you walk up like 6 times. So you got it. Your cardio is king. I am such a firm believer in it because it is also mentally difficult to do. Like doing a long cardio session is difficult to do. But I will say this, I think on a different level, I function on a different level with me doing my cardio. Yeah. 100%. I didn't do cardio when I was in my bulking phase because I was like, I want to fill up, I want to get big. I was doing cardio 2 days a week. Mm-hmm. I do cardio 6 days a week now, and you will rarely see me do cardio less than 5 days a week because I just, such a firm believer in it. Heart, blood flow, I drink more fluids, I eat better, I fuck better, I do everything better. I don't know if the other one was true. I just threw it in there.
You think you do anyway.
I think I do, so I do.
Yeah, I think everyone thinks of cardio just for fat loss, but like you said, I think even when people are bulking, you should still do some cardio. Cardio is good just for heart health in general. Plus, it helps you not turn into a complete fat ass, even if you are bulking.
Yep, your appetite will be better. Your appetite will be better. You'll drink more fluids. Yeah, I'm a huge believer in it.
Yeah, I like it. I need to do more of it. Mm-hmm. What is the best way to preserve muscle during fasting? Don't fast.
Don't fast.
Eat.
So that's another one. For me, like I just got done saying, I'm a fat white guy. Bro, I got the fat white guy thing. I got the love handles. I got the fat down at the bottom. Like, that's me. The tit fat will happen. I'm a fat white guy. that's just my body type. Whenever I do my cardio and eat healthy, it all becomes less. But if I eat like a milkshake and 3 burgers, it somehow finds a way to come back.
Right back. Quickly.
Yeah,
Very
it just shuts right up. But with fasting, I am a big believer in fasting. I think that sometimes our bodies get overstressed with the stress of work, the heavy eating, the heavy training. I sometimes will take time where I'll fast for 16 hours. Like I'll stop eating at like 8, and then my first meal of the day will be at like noon the next day.
Yeah.
I'll wake up, do my cardio, drink my the grind. I'll have all my stuff, but no shake, no food at all. And then I find myself at noon. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to eat. I don't binge. I just have a normal sized meal and go about it after that. And I noticed that like I'll do that like every 2 weeks, 10 days, and I'm a fat weight guy. I don't like lose muscle immediately, So I have that advantage. If you're somebody that's a hard gainer, I wouldn't suggest fasting.
I think at the end of the day, I guess it depends on how long this guy's fasting for. I think at the end of the day, though, too, is if you're still getting in your macros for the day, it's still not it's not like you're going to fast and just all of a sudden start losing muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as you're still hitting your goals, nutrient-wise, I would think.
And you got to remember, if this whole thing that we've been talking about for 30, 40 minutes right now was like all in one specific book, nobody else would matter. It'd all be in one book. There are so many different ways to do things, and it's all based on you personally. We're just giving advice and experience that we've had. I mean, I've tried damn near everything under the sun, and like I said with the cardio, that's what works for me. You can't deny it. So just,
Yeah, just suggestions, opinions.
And that's what's great. And experiment, have fun with it. Got to enjoy this shit too. If you're not having fun with it, man, you got to find a way to enjoy it. I have to find a way to have fun.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, I've prepped with you've probably a ton, but I've prepped with 3 different coaches. All 3 couldn't be different. I mean, more different in their approach. And at the end of the day, you still end up looking great on stage. So there's a million, whatever they say, there's a million ways to skin a cat. I mean, it's just.
Oh yeah.
It's like everybody has a different way or approach to do stuff, and it doesn't mean one's right and one's wrong. It's just you find out what works good for you.
Keto fucking works. Keto works.
Yeah.
You will fucking never see me do it. I fucking hate
carbs.
it. I will never. I'm never doing keto. Never gonna happen. I won't. No.
I eat too many carbs. Man.
Way too many.
All right, Fred Hunter. He said, what supplements of yours would you recommend to a 44-year-old landscape business owner? He needs to sustain strong workouts to get results. I used to lift heavy years ago. Have only started to really work the weights again over the last couple of years. Not looking to get on any stage and win competitions, but I do want to gain more size and strength and definitely look better in the process. And by that, I think he means look better naked.
I think he does.
He does.
Everybody wants to look good naked.
So
I want to look in the mirror and I want to say, I want to fuck me. That's my goal. Hasn't happened yet, though. I'm getting there. So I think,
44-year-old. So he's just asking what supplements, Action Sled supplements would you recommend?
I think, it's good that
size, strength.
It's good that, biggest thing is just being consistent with your workouts. And then, size and strength-wise, bro, it depends on what you want to get. Like, we have, our pre-workouts are phenomenal. Both of them are. Ignition Switch and Hydraulic are just top-notch. 44 years old. I don't know where he's at on what type of stimulants he takes in, all that. I'd suggest buying both and doing a scoop of each, because I think that is the best combo that we have. With Ignition Switch, it's not, you don't get fucking crazy whacked out of your mind. You take 2 scoops, you'll get there a little bit. But I think one of each. And then, I just buy the Seth Feroce stack. I'd get the 2 pre-workouts. I'd get a grind, and I'd get farm fed.
Yeah, I was gonna say farm fed.
The protein is, whenever you get older, if anybody out there that is older, you notice that everything affects your belly a little bit different. As a youngster, you can drink a gallon of milk and just still shit a brick. Me now, no way. So I think that's where I'd go with that, is just finding the pre-workout. You got to try both of them to see which one you like. Keep it basic, but food is everything. Making sure that you have a balanced diet, making sure that you're being consistent with your food, your training, doing the cardio, all that. and everything will come with it.
Yeah. Don't ever underestimate food and diet.
No way. All right, everybody, if you want to see the rest of the video, because the video has fucked this up, go to the Facebook group. Gotta fuck with them, right?